So, good morning everybody. I was a bit squeaky. So, as I mentioned yesterday, you can see that we've got Racer in the trailer and we're just getting ready to take him up to the animal dealers so that he can then be moved on to his new home. So it's going to be a bit of a strange day, but doo-ba-doo. On the other hand, of course, we have a brand new field, and we'll be getting that hopefully soon later today once I've prepared it. So the money we get from Racer will certainly go towards purchasing a sewing machine. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure. I maybe should have went up the way and went along. You see, this is where I always get lost, going to this animal dealers. Because I don't go there very often. I'm going to put the sat nav on and have a look at stop and have a look at my big map. Oh, where are we? Here. Oh yeah, if I just carry on straight up there, I'll come in round the back way. That's fine. Just a long way round, but it's okay. And then we'll check up on the other animals once we get back. We've got to, we'll pick up another horse today, of course, which we will need to take out later. Okay, it's up on the right here. Here we go. I'll just go and say one last goodbye, I think, Teresa. Probably can't see him very well because of the way the sun's reflecting there, unfortunately. Here we go. Just give him a wee pet. Hey laddie. Right, it's time. Can't put it off any longer. Let's do this. $50,000, not bad at all. Thank you, Racer. Next one, I think, what should we get? Quite like the Pintos, actually. Just want something very different from Racer, you know. I think we'll go with you then. All closed up and we're in there, and I'll close this door and open the other one for the sec. Right. Just actually double check that I'm not riding off. Is that empty? I did. We definitely put a horse, didn't we? Let me just do. Yeah. Before I drive off and find that I've forgotten to hit the right button somewhere. Okay. Let's head back and likely get lost again because, yeah. Yeah. It's quite good. It's a good bit of money in the bank there though. It's certainly worth it even though it's sorry to see Racer go. Hopefully this one settles in quickly and it's not stressed in the way that Racer was in the first 2 or 3 days that he was here. We'll see. It's understandable if they are. Tractor needs a bit of maintenance as well, which we'll probably see to this morning. Just in preparation of starting to prepare that field. Swing them and come in from the other side. It's very tight here because I put this right up against the tree. Okay. Pinto. Let's see now. Harry, welcome to your temporarily new home. Let's go and check on Harry. Ah, look at that. Straight in there. Looking grand. I'll just check that he's okay. He has everything that he needs. Yep. Everything looks great. So, let us go and first of all give this tractor some nice maintenance, and then we will go and start getting that field ready. Oh yes, and of course we need to go check on the chickens and sheep very quickly as well. Yep, they're producing really well. There are chickens. I think I need to feed them. I should have maybe got the front end. Yeah, I do. I should probably give them a bit of food. I'll clean this up and then I'll go and get the front loader so I can empty some of that bag into there. It might actually be easier for me to empty the bag into the, up the other side as well, into the silo, because then I could then just fill up the back of the little Miranda. Oops, a daisy. Sorry, flying brushes. No chickens were harmed in the making of this video. The brush maybe though. Right. Just gonna cut across here. It's behind the shed because I need to get a piece out of the shed. I think I've got a bit of a frog in my throat this morning. Right, barely see that front loader in amongst all the green. Because it too is green. Right, I've got a bucket on there, so I'll drop the bucket off. I'll swing past our nice new shed. You can see I haven't yet put any other sheds up. I'm just looking to see how the money goes, because I've still got equipment to buy for the creepiest sound. Let's just move the bucket out of the way first of all. I don't know really why. I don't suppose this is probably the best place to keep this, but I'll just leave it open just now. Okay. And then we'll pop round to the sheep as well. He's a noisy lad, our rooster. There we go, I think that should be it. Let's quickly check. Yep. And I'll keep them going for a bit. I think I'll not put that in there. I'll just drop this off around here, I think, and then yeah. Just leave it here for now. Okay, sheep, they won't need any food, but they will likely need a bit of cleaning. Oh, sorry there, Roger. Forgetting already what the new horse's name is. Harry. Harry, that's it. Okay, hello sheep. Alright, you're doing really well, producing quite a bit of wool. I will check your water levels actually, just quickly. Yeah, you're fine. I'm too used to playing this seasons on and having to feed them a lot more often. Or certainly water them regularly. Right then. Yeah. We are getting wool. And lots of eggs and wool, so it's all good. Now, I'm going to go and we'll first of all lime our new field, and it's probably going to need a lot more than our little thing can carry, so I did a late night purchase to get an adapter for the back of our trailer so that I can put our spreader onto the back of the trailer and fill it both with lime. I will need to take the other beastie out of the silo. There we go. And I'll just put this out here, just behind the fuel. I'll go take this fertiliser out. And of course, the one thing I don't have in store in my silo is seed. So I will have to purchase some seed today as well. Right, so I'll just fill this up first and then I'll come out and put it behind the trailer for attaching. And then we'll fill the trailer. And one of the other things we are probably going to have to purchase not too far off is at least a mechanical weeder. I'm trying to decide whether I get a mechanical weeder and a small sprayer, or just go for the sprayer. I mean, clearly, if you get your weeds early enough, then the mechanical weeder, there's less of an outlay cost for that. And there is a quite small one that stores have got, which isn't too expensive. And they've also got a sprayer, which is not too expensive. So I might aim to get the mechanical one in the first instance, and then at some point if we need to we'll get the other one, but we'll try and stay on top of it. But it might mean, because of the way that the weeds grow around this area, that we will be working very late into the night, because often when I do the potatoes, you know, I'm out here and it's dark with the hoe quite late at night, just trying to get it weeded, and that's why sometimes I miss, because it's dark as well. The hoe does a great job on the whole, I have to say. It's perfect for that size of plot. It's just that, don't want to use it in a plot this size, for obvious reasons. I'll be here several days, never mind, you know, an hour every evening, in the evening, so. And this wee tractor's struggling with this. And I thought that it might, but it's all we've got just now, so I'm afraid I'll have to go with it. There we go. So, yeah, yesterday's recording was a bit of a disaster overall. Episode 13 was certainly very unlucky. I'm hoping that this episode will be a little bit better. And I'm completely paranoid now about making sure that my mic's on, and I will be hitting the save button on a fairly regular basis. In fact, I'll probably, once this field is done, do so then, just to be on the safe side. I do like to try and save it in chunks as I go, you know, so it makes it easier, especially if I'm pausing, you know, and coming back later to do stuff. So yeah, it's just nicer, isn't it? So that's going on nicely. And then we'll give it a plough before cultivating and seeding it. The cultivate's probably going to be the longest because, as I say, the cultivate we've got at the moment is really small. We went with that because we just needed it for the wee drills and the vines, so it's a perfect size for there. But we may have to invest in a large cultivator, and there is one in stores. Actually, I might have this. When we finish this, we might have a quick look and see what we think and whether or not we're going to get another one. But there is one that's much bigger and it's not too expensive, so we might just go with it, because the quicker we can turn this field around, the quicker we can make money in the long run too. So it can be worth the investment. I mean, we'll still keep the small one for the vines for now, because there are those that on the second plot that I do want to replace when I get time and money allowing as well, just because of I messed up the spacing the first time around. But yeah, let's see. Can't really see much for that. It's another nice day here on Blue Mountain Valley. We did, I'll show you now actually, contracts yesterday, contract work, come down, yeah. Contracts income yesterday, not quite as high as the day before. I didn't do too much, I think after I stopped recording yesterday. So yeah, but it was enough just to keep us ticking over. And spending time with our own field now will also eat into the time we do for contracts as well, but it's fine because now we're going to be bringing in, money from this, so it's all good. And the next plot I want to buy is the one beside this one over on the right here, which is plot 25, but that comes with quite a lot of land around it as well, so it's a bit more, even though the field's about the same size, it's a bit more expensive overall. So let me just do this. And this is, of course, the field's going to start eating into our lime that we've got in the silo, but as I say, it's only after every third harvest, so at some point we will need to top that up, and also today we'll need to get some seed in as well. And I'm trying to think how the best way of doing that is currently. There may be another storage option that we'll look at for down on the farm. The silo, of course, can't take seed. So now we'll swap this out and put fertiliser in. We don't need the trailer for that, we just need the spreader. Oh, tree. Well, just, hold on a second, drop this on the road. We'll empty the trailer and then we'll grab the spreader and get it filled up with fertiliser. There is a good sized sort of drive-through shed by the Missy B Farming Solutions company that the store can get a hold of for me, and it's not too expensive. And I'd love to have it, but at the moment I don't know if you've got the space to put it, because it is quite big. But yeah, I certainly think at some point you'll definitely be getting one of those, because there's other ones that I'm looking at which are much smaller and much more expensive. Than that one. Well, but at the moment, as I say, it just comes down to space. I mean, I haven't got a proper farmyard, really, and eventually that's something that once we get a bit more land that we'll look to put in place, I think. Okay, let's pause it there and we'll come back to you, possibly once we're ready to sow. Okay, catch you in a bit. Well, we are all ready to start sowing. As you can see, we've got the sowing machine there, and we've also bought an auger because this doesn't hold an awful lot of seed. So we thought we'd get an auger as well. So you can see the money's gone down, and I don't know if you can see just behind the sowing machine, up against the tree, is the smallest mechanical weeder we could find. And I'm a bit worried that when we come up here later to try and do the weeding that we'll struggle to find the thing, but hopefully it'll be okay. So the seeder doesn't hold a lot of seeds, I think it's about 1,000 seeds. So we decided to purchase a small auger as well. And you can pretty much see that our money's almost back to where it was this morning before we sold the previous horse-on racer. And we also bought a new cultivator, a bigger cultivator, just to speed up the process, because I think had we used a small cultivator we'd have been pushed to have time to sow this, at least not while it was daylight, which is what we'd like to do. So some of this machinery is just going to get left up here because I won't need to use it down on the farm. I've taken the plough back because it does need to be used down there. So this is a cultivator along here. As I say, it's a bit weird looking. You wouldn't think that it would do the job, but it does, so we're happy with that, and it's not too expensive and it's a decent size. So let's take a Harry for a bit of a run back to the farm. We will pick up the tractor and head on up and start the sowing. We had quite a late lunch, so it was all good. Sheeps. So yeah, we definitely needed the money we got from Racer earlier, but you know, that was to be expected. And the other thing is, of course, and I'll show you in a second. There we go. Now, Harry's going to need a bit of cleaning. I'll just wait till he stops moving a bit. Well, he's munching away in a second. Yep, he knows I'm behind him. I need to take the horse box back as well at some point. I might just phone them and ask if they'll come and pick it up. See. Harry's like looking for a spot, I think. Or not. Oh, there we go. Took a while. I think all the grass looks the same, Harry. I'm not sure that you need to worry too much about such things. Okay, Harry is clean and happy-ish. Well, he didn't sound too happy there. Yeah, so of course what we noticed when we came back for lunch is that the potatoes are also ready for harvesting. Our tatties are just eaten done, but it's going to be a bit hit and miss as to whether I get to that today or not. And I still haven't sold any of the ones that's in the store. Right. Okay, for us, we are good. Ooh, did crash into a tree. Slammed on the brakes just in time to prevent any damage. Right, we're going to head back up to our field and we'll start to sow canola. I'll need to change that. Don't let me forget, because I don't want wheat. Whoops, around this field. It's a very weedy field. I think when I take weed contracts I'll still be using their own equipment, perhaps, certainly for the sprayers, but yeah, I might actually get a sprayer sooner rather than later, because there is one that's not too expensive in the store, but we might have to wait until we've got another grape harvesting before we get that. We'll see. Because of course we've no income from today because we've spent all day just preparing this field, and now we're about to sow it. And yeah, if we do get any contracts done, it will be quite late at night, and of course canola. We also have, as I say, potatoes to harvest if we do get time. Right, now then, see if I can remember how these things work. Never do. Don't want that. There we go. Dancing markers. This is the smallest cedar I could find in stores. I think it costs something like, well, just over $13,000, so yeah. But it's going to take a while, understandably, to sow this. I reckon, you know, we'll be lucky to be finished this by the time it starts to get dark. You know. probably get finished sewing it just in time to look at getting it weeded, so yeah. That's not a job I'm looking forward to in the dark actually, is the weeding. Maybe I should have just got the sprayer. But of course it's not just the sprayer itself, it's then, you know, you've got to buy the herbicide and everything for it, so it all adds up. And you could probably squeeze it in now, to be fair, if we have to. I think I need to give that a little bit more thought actually, to be honest with you. Right, I wonder if I can see these. Let's see. Try and do this a little bit from inside the cab if at all possible. The door's sitting open a wee bit. We'll look back and see how disastrous it is once we get to the end and decide this was a bad idea, because half the time, even doing it from outside the cab, I very seldom manage to get it done very well. And this is our own field, so we do need to get really good coverage on this in order to maximise our yield. Looks not bad actually. Might just get away with that. As it say, it's going to take us a fair bit of time. I'm really looking forward to getting this crop and getting starting getting some more money into the bank account, which it really needs. So yeah, and of course we do also, never mind the sprayer, I think even more importantly what we're going to need is a harvester. I mean, if we don't manage to get all the weeds off the field, okay, it will affect our yield. If we can't afford the harvester, well, that's even more of an issue. Obviously. Right. Oh, hitting the wrong buttons here. But it is handy having these ridge marker lines. As I say, not all the cedars have them, particularly I think the larger ones. It's fair enough, you know, because it might be a bit, weirdly enough, I think it's easier to see where you're going with the larger ones. If you can afford a cedar of that size, you can afford to have a bit more of an overlap as well. Okay. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this is going actually. Bit of music as we work is always a good thing, I think. So what I might do now is, actually now that I put the music on, I'm actually thinking maybe, I mean I could do a bit of a time lapse, but not the most exciting thing to watch sometimes. We've got a few minutes left. I say a few minutes. We've got a bit of time left for recording, but there's certainly not enough time for you to see me harvest all this field, to sow this field completely. Unless we stop and come back later. But if it's dark by then, and there's a possibility that it will be, then I'm not sure. But that's the best time to see what we're up to there. So I think I'll maybe just waffle for a few more minutes or so, and then we'll call it there. But yeah, I'm happy with Harry. I'm happy with all my animals actually. So it's doing not bad. I'm going to a slight tangent as always in terms of seed usage, so that's quite good. So you may not have to fill it too much, but the auger wagon's also handy because I'll just leave it up here and just to I don't need it anywhere else at the moment, so it's just stay here. I don't know what other crops I'm thinking of growing. Certainly I'll grow at some point. See, that's the thing, I should go and actually look at those oats and maybe sell some of those oats and get a little bit of extra cash. And I really should think about getting I mean, I don't have a lot of them, but I should think about getting up potatoes that I do have in stores sold, so yeah. And we will be able to look forward to the sheep and the chickens giving us a pretty good income once they too are have got a load to sell. I mean, I could sell what's there now, but I would like to wait until those areas are completely full before I sell them, just out of curiosity more than anything else as well. So I'd like to think that I keep opening the tank instead of hitting the buttons for the ridge markers. I'd like to think that at least in the not too distant future we will be able to start paying off our loan. And I'd like to do so before I buy any more land. I'm not going to say that's what's definitely going to happen because, well, things can change. I've got my own little seeder now, and I'll certainly use this on the odd seeding contract that comes up. It'd be handy for not maybe on the really big fields because that would just take way too long, but certainly on there's a couple of smaller fields further up that you could use this on, like certainly field sizes 9 and 10, and even the one down from here 25 I'd use this on. So yeah, and that will also, when I'm doing those contracts, maximise the money we get for that because we're not having to use the farmer's own equipment. Yeah, I've definitely decided ridge markers are a good thing. I'm certainly getting good coverage on this field so far, and if that continues, great. Now I'm going to say it's perfect because you can just see even there I've gone a bit ski-whiffed, as we say. I'm going to do that all day, haven't I? All day I'm going to be hitting the wrong button. But hopefully today we've got video recorded that we want, and we've got some sound too. And if we've got that, I'm going to be happy. And I maybe, if I ever do another series, I think I'll skip the 13th episode and just jump straight to 14, you know, as some hotels are said to do. They skip a 13th floor and just go from 12 to 14. I'm not generally superstitious, but when I realised when I came to editing and you know, and realised what a mess everything was, and actually realised, you know, the episode number, I'm like, aha. So, there we have it. And in fact, there we do have it, because it is in fact time for us to stop there. And I am immediately going to save video this time. But thank you all for watching, and hopefully by tomorrow when we come back we will have possibly this field will have started germinating. We do still have another fertilizer to put on it, so but we're going to wait till the crop starts to come through and germinate, and so then we'll fertilise it again, so that's likely to be tomorrow. But other than that, it's looking good, and we hopefully will be able to maximise our yield from this field. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and we will catch you hopefully again tomorrow. Bye for now, everybody.